Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. It's Cindy here. Thank you so much for being here. As you can read from the title of this video, I wanted to share my top 10 most used products as a first time mom. My son was born back in December of 2025, so these are some of the daily essentials that my husband and I have been using since he was born, and we're currently going to be 7 months in about 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. So, hopefully, this is something that you can find helpful if you're a first time mom as well, or even if you're an experienced mom and you want some new ideas of items that are out in the market for you to use with your children. This video is for you. So again, thank you for being here and let's get right into it. So I have my tablet here with the list, and my top item that I wanted to share is the diaper caddy. So this is the one that I use. It's from VKSAO. I'm not sure, but all of the items I'm going to mention are going to be listed in the description box if you want to check it out with the corresponding links. So, this is just a light blue diaper caddy. I got this, I think, maybe a week before having my son, like the last minute shopping. So, I love the size of this diaper caddy. I also really like the look of it. It's simple. It comes in different colors. If you're not interested in the blue, like if you have a baby girl, I think they have a pink version of this. Or if you want a more neutral, I believe they also have like a sage green. You can see it on the link in my description. But yeah, the fabric is not waterproof, but it is a fabric that you can wipe down if it gets dirty. And I like that it has those three pockets in the front for you to put some products in there. It also has dividers on the inside that you can, place differently according to your needs. And here on the side, I don't know if you can I don't know if you can tell, but there's like a little opening there. That's for the wipes. I don't really use it, but we'll get into that later. But yeah, this is my number one item, and I'm a stay at home mom and a work from home mom. So I needed something that I can realistically move around my apartment while taking care of my son. So definitely this diaper caddy is a lot more effective for me instead of like a cart or basically having everything in his room. He mainly has been with us in our room in his bassinet, but obviously, eventually, as he gets bigger, he will be in his own room. But for the time being, having this caddy with his essentials is way more effective for us. So that's our first item. Moving on to the next item, I'm looking here on my iPad. So sorry if I look away for a second. But the next item I have is a changing pad. So here in the diaper caddy, we have this sage green changing pad. This is from the brand. I'm using my hand here real quick. It's from Blissful Diary. Again, back to the whole, trying to use items that are a little bit more effective for us. Is I have never been a morning person. Having a baby has really challenged my sleep. And you guys know, if you're a parent or if you're going to be a parent, I don't want to scare you, but you lose a lot of sleep because your child requires you to take care of them a little bit more consistently. And at nighttime, unfortunately, you do have to wake up a few times. And I don't find it like plausible for me to wake up at 2 in the morning, 4 in the morning, like several times at night, walk to his room and change him on a changing table. That's not going to happen. So I bought this little changing pad. It's like this faux leather material on the front, and on the back of it, it's like I think like a microfiber, but basically this allows it to not slip and slide around. And I find it a lot easier to just place this on our bed, take him out of his bassinet, quickly change his diaper, fold it up, pack it back in the caddy. Um, if you find that to be interesting, I highly recommend this. If you want to use a changing table, you do you. But us, we're changing him wherever we can. So you can put this in your caddy, you can put this in your diaper bag. I love it. And uh, you can't wash this, I'm guessing again, because the material might disintegrate if you put it in the washer. So you can just wipe it down and use some alcohol to kind of sanitize the pad. But I love that you can just fold this up, put it in the caddy, use it when you need. It does come with a strap, but I lost mine. And yeah, I really love that item. Okay, so moving on next, I have burp cloths. This is a must. I actually put that on my baby registry, and a coworker got it for me, and it came in a pack, I think, of 10. But it's basically these Muslim burp cloths. They're very long, so you can just put this right here over your shoulder, grab your baby, burp them. If they spit up, it will go, you know, onto the burp cloth. And this for me has been a essential for cleaning up his spit up. They drool a lot around 4 months. Some babies a little bit earlier, some babies a little later, but these are basically a necessity. If you don't have burp cloths, I highly recommend you get some because you will need it. And I'm not gonna go too deep into it, but definitely burp cloths are a must have. The next thing I have, which I can't show you because my son is currently napping and using it, but basically it's a sound machine. I'll probably put a little clip here on the side of what it looks like, or maybe a picture, but that has different like white noise, it has like rain sounds or like birds chirping, some lullabies. It has different sounds in the machine, and you can set it for it to run for like 30 minutes, an hour and a half. I usually put it an hour and a half because that's how long my son usually takes his naps, and it will automatically shut off after that time. There's also the option of leaving it continuously, like there's like a infinity sign on there, so you can use that um, just to keep them calm. When he was born at the hospital, as a first time parent, you're super anxious and don't know what to do to calm your baby. So, one of the nurses, and I'm never going to forget this, that's why I'm mentioning it. But one of the nurses came and she said, like, don't you have like a little sound machine? And I said, yeah, I do. And she started like listening through each one of the sound effects that are on there, and she chose one which was a heartbeat. And as soon as she placed that next to my son, he fell asleep immediately. Apparently, he kind of remembered being inside the womb and hearing my heartbeat. So I found that to be so wholesome and such a beautiful moment for me to kind of like see him feel soothed with the sound of a heartbeat. So you can use those to kind of like help them like slow down and get into their nap. So definitely I think that's an essential, at least for us. It has been very helpful for me to kind of help him wind down and go to sleep. All right, the next thing I wanted to talk about is a baby brand. So we have been using the Honest Baby, which is, I believe it's Jessica Alba's brand, if I'm not mistaken. But they have these baby wipes. I'll show you right here. So these are the ones that we use. It's the Honest Clean Conscious wipes designed to protect delicate skin, dermatologist tested, fragrance free. This comes with 72 wipes, and I am subscribed to a pack of 4 of these from Amazon to be delivered to my apartment every month. Yes, I go through 4 packs in a month, y'all. So keep that in mind. I use it to clean his face, obviously for diaper changes. I use it to like wipe down surfaces. So that could be a reason why I go through them so much. But these are made with very simple ingredients and they're very gentle on his skin. And if I'm not mistaken, this is made out of 99% water. Let's see. Yeah, over 99% purified water, 6 gentle ingredients. So it's fragrance free, alcohol free, parabens free, PEGs free. So I love this brand for the wipes. And we also use, like on the side, um, we use the lavender lotion for his whole body for like his nighttime. After we bathe him, we will apply that lotion and that really calms him down. So we love that body lotion. And I've been recently using the citrus vanilla body and hair wash, and that has also been very gentle on his skin. So definitely Honest Baby is one of our favorite brands. But specifically for this video, I would highly recommend their wipes. All right, his nails. So babies grow their nails significantly fast. Like it's crazy how quick their nails grow. So I definitely believe you should have some type of nail file. I currently use this one. It's an electric nail file and it comes with different bits. As you can see there on the side. The instructions in the box tell you which, like, what each one is for. Let me open it. But for babies, you want to use this pink bit. The grit is a lot softer and it is battery operated. You need to get, I believe, 2 AA batteries. ASMR, guys. And basically, you just do that. It comes with a little light so you can see what you're doing. And it doesn't have an obnoxious sound. So this has been very helpful to file down his extremely long, fast growing nails. So I do believe you will need this many times throughout your baby's growth. So the next product I want to talk about is the Frida Baby OG snot sucker. So babies have a lot of congestion from the moment they're born. The provider has to suck out all these fluids out of their nose and mouth, and throughout their growth they still tend to have a lot of mucus. So their nostrils are very small. Of course, babies don't know how to remove their own boogers. So you'll have to do that. And honestly, at the beginning, I was very hesitant because I didn't want to hurt the baby or it might gross out some of you guys. For me, it wasn't gross. I just was more concerned of doing harm than anything else. But basically, this is what it looks like. It's this blue tube. It comes with a filter on the inside, and I believe the box also has like 3 or 4 other filters. And this is where your mouth goes. So you just put this in the baby's nostril, and then with your mouth, you're going to like suck the boogers out of the baby. And don't worry, if your baby is small, usually the snot will stay at the tip of this tube. So don't worry about, oh my God, it's going to go through the tube and I'm going to like suck the boogers into my mouth. That's not going to happen. And that's one of the reasons why you have that like little filter, is to kind of like separate your saliva and the baby's mucus from, you know, going into each other. So this is an essential, and I do use this frequently with my son. So highly recommend the Frida products. And including with that, I also have the Nose Frida Saline Snot Spray. So you don't have to get this. You can just put little drops of water into the baby's nose, or after you bathe them, usually like water goes down their face and it will loosen up the mucus. So in case the baby has like dry boogers, you can use that. Or I get this spray, and you just like spray once or twice into each nostril. It doesn't really bother the baby. Well, at least for my son, he doesn't really make any face about it. He might sneeze, but other than that, it will loosen up that mucus and it'll make it a lot easier for you to suck out the snot. All right. Now, the next item I have here is the baby bottles. So, my son is breastfed, but I also pump milk to give him throughout the day, especially because I work from home, so I can't be like nursing him all the time. But when I do pump with my wireless pumps, I put the milk in the Dr. Brown's Natural Flow anti-colic glass bottles. These are my favorite. I did use I believe it's called the Avent baby bottles, but my son did not like those. Like, he wouldn't latch on the nipple of those bottles, but he did, like, it was easier for him to suckle on these bottles. So I love glass. I think they're a lot more clean than using plastic. If you can't afford glass bottles, that's totally understandable. And everyone chooses what they can use and what their baby is able to accept. But my son really loved the Dr. Brown's. I'll show you here the like top here. This is how it looks. And they come with different sizes of the nipple. So there's like a P, I believe is for preemie. One flow is like slow flow, very similar to like a normal breastfeeding flow. Then you have 2, which is a little bit faster than that, and then 3, and so on. So they come with different flows. I'm currently still on the 1 because, again, I nurse him and I also bottle feed him. So this one is the 4 ounce, as you can see right there. And that green tube on the inside is basically supposed to help with air bubbles. So that way your baby doesn't get gas or colic. And I do see that that helps him a lot, and it reduces the gassiness of the baby. So hopefully he doesn't have to use that all the time, because cleaning this is a pain in the but I have 4 of these. I use all 4 during the day, and then at night he nurses with me. So highly recommend the Dr. Brown's glass bottles. Now, for the last 2 from my top 10, I have the MAM pacifiers, or mom. I don't know if it's mom or ma'am, but this is the pacifier. This one has a little deer on there. They come with different designs and colors, and usually in a pack of 2 or 4. But you can get these on Amazon, Target. I think Walmart has these as well. Kroger's, like you can get these anywhere, to be honest. But this is basically the passy that my son loves, and he doesn't use this all day. He usually takes this when he's going to nap or go to bed. So I'm very thankful for that because I don't want him to get used to pacifiers, but this definitely is his favorite to kind of soothe him into sleep. And we did try, I believe, the Dr. Brown's pacifiers, and he didn't like those. So, highly recommend these if you're trying to look for a different pacifier. He really liked this one. And the last item, which I'll insert a clip or a picture, is the bottle warmer. And I believe this is from the Avent bottle warmer. I was gifted by a coworker and I use that every day. So, as I mentioned earlier, I pump milk. So, that milk goes into the bottles, into the fridge, and throughout the day, it might get too cold. So I use that bottle warmer to remove the like freezing temperature of like the milk. So that way my son doesn't drink it too cold. Um, I don't always give him warm milk, but most of the time I do. So I definitely recommend getting a bottle warmer, at least for like the beginning when your baby's still used to like warm milk. Definitely get one of those. All right, y'all. So those are my top 10 items, but I do want to have some honorable mentions of other products that I have frequently used as well. But definitely, those top 10 are my daily essentials for my baby. But I do want to include is the Aquaphor Healing Cream. This is basically the diaper rash cream that I use for my son when I change his diaper. Every single change, I will apply this cream on his little butt. And basically, it prevents, soothes, treats the baby's skin. So it will prevent diaper rash. I've never seen him get any irritations, thankfully. He hasn't had any rash or redness on his bottom. So I definitely recommend this diaper cream if you don't know which one to use. Highly recommend. So that's one of the items. The next one is a little TMI, but honestly, as a mom, what is TMI? What is too much? So before my son was born, I got these nursing bras. So it comes in a pack of 3. I don't know if you can really see the structure of this. Let me try to, I think that's better. So this comes with in different colors. I got the pack of 3 that comes with black, like a light pink and a beige. So basically, these nursing bras, you can unclip it here and it will basically reveal your ladies to nurse your baby. So these are basically my everyday bras, honestly. I use this all the time. They're very easy. Does it have a lot of support? Not really, but they're comfortable. And that's what matters to me. So I'm currently not worried about them looking perky and nice. I'm more about feeling comfortable. And there's like this little, like, thicker pad in the middle, like where your nipple is. And that's very gentle, especially because you get very sensitive in that area when you're constantly feeding your child. So I recommend these bras if you want to try them out. And kind of like in the same realm, I have okay, so when my son was born, I always knew that I wanted to nurse him because I wanted to have that bond with him that everyone talks about. And I really wanted to be able to provide or supply that nourishment that he needed. And thank God I have been able to do that. And I know it's difficult for a lot of moms out there. So, unfortunately, I have inverted nipples. And the nurse that helped us for the first few days that we were in the hospital with him, because I was preeclamptic, so I was there for like a week. But they really helped me get that latch with him. And what helped was these two items. So, one is this Medela nipple shield. It's not only supposed to help protect and avoid cracked nipples, it also helps the baby latch. So, if you have inverted nipples, I would highly recommend you try getting one of these shields because it was a game changer. Once I started using this, it was so much easier for my son to feed, basically, which was super important for me. And with that product, I use this Mother Love nipple cream. So this is made out of natural ingredients. It looks like this. You can actually use this as like a lip balm as well, but I've used it pretty much all. I think this is the second tub that I used. But you can actually apply this on the shield. It will stick better onto your breast and it is harmless on the baby. So if they get it on their lips, they're moisturizing their lips and it helps with, cracked nipples and the sensitivity. It just heals while you're feeding your baby. I don't use it anymore. That's why I didn't mention it as my top, because I think from using it so frequently, my like the form of my nipple finally got to the point where he can latch without the shield. So I'm super grateful for that and for the nurses that helped me with it because I was struggling, y'all. And I know a lot of women out there struggle with breastfeeding. So I recommend those two. And let's see, what else do I have here? Okay, two more things that I want to mention is the egg light. So I have it right here. This was part of my baby registry. And basically, I leave this on my nightstand and you can just tap. I don't know if you can see. There you go. You just tap the top of the lamp, it will turn on. And as you guys saw with my hand, you could just leave the palm of your hand on top and it will dim down, turn off, and then get brighter if you need to. It also has a setting to change colors. So if you want like a pink color, it also has, let's see, I can try to, there we go. It changes different colors. So it has like green, blue, purple, pink, red. It can go through those different colors. Or if you want to stop at a specific color, you just leave the palm again on the top and it will stay that color. So I think this is awesome. They are rechargeable. So you don't need batteries with this. And I love it. I really love that little lamp. So that's an honorable mention. And the last thing that I actually use almost every day, but I didn't mention it at my top 10 just because I feel like it's not a necessity if you have a dishwasher, but I do use it every day, and that's a bottle sterilizer. I use the Dr. Brown's. I'll insert a clip here. I use the Dr. Brown's. It was part of my registry, and my coworker gave it to me as our baby shower gift. And I think it's definitely nice to have. It sterilizes like the bottles, pacifiers, the all the different parts of the bottle, and even like your pump parts, you can put it in there and sterilize it as well. So definitely a good to have, but it's not like a necessity, I would say. If you have a dishwasher, you can just put those same items on the top rack and put the sterilize option on the machine. That works too. But I definitely like this because I can just have all the baby parts there alone and then just use the washer for plates and all that. So, yeah, that was everything I wanted to mention today. I hope you guys find this video useful and you got some ideas of different things that you can use with your baby, with your children. And if you don't have kids and you watch this video, thank you so much for supporting my channel. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching and for being here. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.